Monster Jam is coming July 19th, 20th, and 21st to West Lebanon, New York. Lebanon Valley Speedway is ground zero when the greatest quake makers on the planet tear it up with high-revving monster truck action. Just log on at pacemotorsports.com.
These unlimited dragster tractors go in a straight line, so you figure they're pretty easy to drive, right? No, they're not. You want to know how it works? Me too.
Everybody runs off a brake system. You want your front end off the ground at least a foot and a half, and you got to feather the brakes. That's why a lot of drivers are much different than another, and a good driver can get 5 or 10 feet more than another by feathering the brakes and just really knowing what his tractor's telling him to do.
Gear selection, tire speed, front end weight, the way you're going to drive the tractor off the starting line, it all kind of comes into play. If you can hook earlier in the class so they don't have a lot of time to do the track maintenance, I think hooking early in the class definitely helps you out.
The dragster tractor is one of the more popular events at our Monster Jam shows. You talk about raw power. Here it is. Bad habit.
5-engine combination. Just sorry, Mike, I'll tell you, it's so exciting to see all this power on one vehicle. Those 5 engines ready to go for Steve Klingenberg out of Holland, Michigan. And as we talked about in the How It Works segment, you want to be the first, second, or third because you get the cleanest track to pull on.
It looks like a pretty good run for Steve. Wow.
He takes it after that 250 mark and beyond.
That's going to be interesting to see if someone can beat that. That's impressive. 255.31 for Steve Klingenberg.
The top 2 from this opening round of action get to come back in the pull-off and do it again. I'll tell you, they're going to have to go some to beat this pull by Klingenberg.
I think one of the keys, as you said, not only was the power here and was the clean track. Makes a little bit of a difference. And Steve Klingenberg, as you can see, with a great run, 255.31. Predator and Doug Downs is next. We heard from Doug just a moment ago, and he's certainly a favorite and someone who could pull in that 250 range.
Once again, it comes down to so much horsepower, along with the other things they discussed and how it works, including how you have that weight getting on the throttle but not spinning the wheels. And this is a good-looking pull right here.
You saw the distance to beat. Doug Downs is coming awfully close to it. Let's see what the final measurement is. He's in that 250 range, I'm sure, but was it enough? No, it was not.
That's now the number to keep your eye on, though, at 250.49. If nobody can come and top him, he'll go into the pull-off against Klingenberg. 2 great pulls, though, to start the class.
As you take a look at it again, very, very strong for Predator. Doug Downs out of Taylorville, Illinois. There's Kodiak. David Richardson is the driver. He's from Kentucky. And he's got quite a challenge in front of him now. The first 2 guys have really set a pace here.
You know, this Kodiak is one of the most famous vehicles in pulling. We've seen it for years and years now. Doug Richardson, the man using it. He's having a pretty good run right here. Not going to get to the 250 mark, though.
You can tell that's a little short. We'll see what the final measurement is, but as you see there, it did not make the 250, 243.31. That's disappointing for David Richardson.
Not bad. I'll tell you what, it's a good run, but it's not enough to put her into the pull-off, and that's what everybody's shooting for right now. Klingenberg and Downs have the upper hand, but we've got more top guns coming after them.
And we got more dragster trackster action. It's coming up on TNN's Motor Madness. Stay with us.
Get ready for a double dose of four-wheeling, high-flying monster truck madness when the Monster Jam SummerSlam World Tour pulls into Terre Haute, Indiana at Hagerstown, Maryland, July 16th and 17th. Log on at pacemotorsports.com and get tickets today.
In our dragster tractors, Doug Downs is on the bubble. Want to know what that means? Here's our jargon jam.
On the bubble, on the bubble. That would probably be the second place hook. They always bring 2 guys back for the pull-off if you're on the bubble. Somebody goes farther than you, you've been bumped. You're not coming back for the second round.
They're going to bring back the top two based on the furthest distance. So, like if you are 1 or 2, I mean, you're on the bubble because somebody at the later in the class can come up and get a further distance. Number 2 is going to be out.
Floating finish line, that's the maximum safe distance they'll let you run indoors.
You just go as far as you can go until the red flags you.
Basically, the top 2 tractors, you're just going to leave the throttle down as far as you can until she burns out on the ground. I mean, you're going to have to give it everything you got.
There's a tractor would like to pull enough to get up on the bubble. Judy Knipstein out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. We'll see what Knipstein can do here in this tractor.
You know, over the years, there have been several top female competitors in various divisions of pulling, and Judy has been able to hang among the leaders in the unlimited dragster tractors, the biggest and baddest of them all.
Knipstein liable to have a conniption about that run.
No,
217.75, not good enough.
Nowhere close. Nowhere close to knocking Downs off the bubble. So Doug has one more big bullet to try and dodge here in a moment. But first, can't spot anything really wrong with Judy's run. The wheels come up pretty nice. She's not too high. There's a little bit of extra height there, but she looks in good shape. Just not enough power. Maybe the track may be going away just a little bit.
Next up, we have a guy who, there's a shot of Judy, who is a little disappointed in what her run was. Next up, we have a guy who has a chance. Brett Berg, Arctic Cat Generators. He has done it before.
Now remember, he's got to get to that 250 mark to make it into the pull-off. 255 is your leader. Oh, a little short. Man, I thought he might have a shot, but just it bogged down on him at the end. He didn't quite have enough to reach the 250 mark. It's going to be 240 and change. Actually 237, not quite to the 240 mark, but not enough to make it into the pull-off. So it's going to be Bad Habit and Predator who end up going to the pull-off. They were the first 2 we looked at. They'll come back and have to do it again for the championship.
Well, there you see it. Steve Klingenberg and Doug Downs will be in our pull-off in just a little while here in Indianapolis. Coming up, we've got heat number 2 of those flying quads. Indianapolis and Houston are set to do battle.
Well, you've got all this horsepower on the front of these unlimited dragsters, but you got to get the power to the ground. How do you do it? Well, I'm not really sure, but I know one thing. If you ain't running an Allison, brother, you're wearing a dress.
We have 4 big block Chevys.
With ultimate horsepower,
When the tractor really hooks up,
you better go just as far as you can go and hope you get really close to the wall.
really tremendous track.
Well, that's the name of the game. You can have unlimited horsepower, but if you can't get the power to the track, you can't get it locked to the track. And again, that relates back, I think, to your tire pressure. Sometimes with ultimate horsepower, that's not really good on the line. If you just spin your tires and you go no place.
You want to have the front end balance so it's off the ground, so you have all the weight transfer to the rear tires. Try and hooking the rear tires up to a certain extent, leaving the start line, which is very hard when you're talking tire speed in excess of 100 miles an hour.
Some drivers, you might feel it in the first. It's called driving by the seat of your pants. When the tractor really hooks up, it pulls on you, and the driver knows when to give it to full throttle and expect the most out of his tractor and the most footage.
And it is time now for the pull-off. You're looking Steve Klingenberg and Bad Habit right there. See what he can do. Had a strong run. Of course, his first time down this track.
He was at 255. Klingenberg actually had the best first-round run, but all that did was qualify him for the pull-off. He's got to do it again. One of the advantages, again, everybody likes to go first. They feel like, the pullers feel like you've got a better track the earlier you go. Klingenberg goes first here.
Steve Klingenberg
Another good pull. That's
Wow.
outstanding.
You see him throw his fist in the air. He knew that he had another strong run. Steve Klingenberg, the crowd loves it here. Again, over 255 feet. What a run.
That's phenomenal when you consider that there have been 10 other pulls here. It is just tough to keep that track in pristine condition. Didn't matter to Klingenberg. He still went 255. And boy, Downs has got to be looking and say, what do I got to do to beat this guy?
And Doug Downs and Predator. As you can see, those engines getting ready to roar.
He's got to have a perfect shot to beat 255. Let's watch it. Close, but not quite enough. Could not get it past that 250 mark. Again, you show that because obviously the track kept its consistency because Downs also got 251, but not enough to beat Steve Klingenberg at Bad Habit.
251.18 for Doug Downs, but it is Bad Habit and Steve Klingenberg, winner here in our pull-off.
Well, Steve, the Bad Habit was good tonight.
Yeah, I hate to say it, we're building a new tractor. 4 more passes, this one's getting cut up. I don't believe I'm doing it, but I need a new one. The next one's going to be a lot better. Bigger motors, everything else. We need it to continue in the sport, to be in the top. This one proved it to me tonight. It's still there. I can just get a little more money for it when I want to sell it.
Yeah, congratulations to Steve Klingenberg. Coming up, we've got the quad finals. And, hey, how about our finals in monster trucks? That's still to come here on TNN Motor Madness Monster Jam.